In addition to these demands on my time, I also serve on a great many committees. So many, in fact, that late in life I've acquired a nickname, Mr. Mayor, a tribute to my civic mindedness that contains, I'm well aware, an element of gentle derision. Sarah believes that people take advantage of my good nature, my willingness to listen carefully to everyone, even after it's become clear they have nothing to say. She worries that I often return home late in the evening, and then not in the best of humors, a natural result of the fact that the civic pie we divide grows smaller each year, even as our community's needs continue dutifully to grow. Every year the arguments over how we spend our diminished and diminishing assets become less civil, less respectful, and my wife believes it's high time for younger men to shoulder their fair share of the responsibility, not to mention the attendant abuse. In principle, I heartily agree, though in practice I no sooner resign from one committee than I'm persuaded to join another. And Sarah's no one to talk, serving as she has, until her recent illness, on far too many boards and development committees. Be all that as it may, the well-established rhythms of our adult lives will soon be interrupted most violently, for despite my inclination to stay put, we are soon to travel, my wife and I. I have but 1 month to prepare for this momentous change and mentally adjust to the loss of my precious routines, my rounds, I call them, that take me into every part of town on an almost daily basis. Too little time, I maintain, for a man so set in his ways, but I have agreed to all of it. I've had my passport photo taken, filled out my application at the post office and mailed all the necessary documents to the State Department, all under the watchful eye of my wife and son, who seemed to believe that my lifelong aversion to travel might actually cause me to sabotage our plans. Owen in particular sustains this unkind view of his father, as if I deny his mother anything after all she's been through. "Watch him, Ma," he advises, narrowing his eyes at me in what I hope is mock suspicion. "You know how he is." Italy. We will go to Italy, Rome, then Florence, and finally Venice. No sooner did I agree than we were marooned in a sea of guidebooks that my wife now studies like a madwoman. "Aqua alta," she said last night, after she'd finally turned off the light, her voice near and intimate in the dark. She found my hand and gave it a squeeze under the covers. "In Venice, there's something called aqua alta, high water." "How high?" I said. "The Calais flood." "What's a Calais?" "If you do some reading, you know that streets in Italy are called Calais." "How many of us need to know that?" I asked her. "You're going to be there, right? I'm not going alone, am I?" "When the aqua alta is bad, all of St. Mark's is under water." "The whole church?" I said. "How tall is it?" She sighed loudly. "St. Mark's isn't a church, it's a plaza, the Plaza of San Marco. Do you need me to explain what a plaza is?" Actually, I'd known that Calais were streets, and hadn't really needed an explanation of aqua alta either. But my militant ignorance on the subject of all things Italian has quickly become a game between us, one we both enjoy. "We may need boots," my wife ventured. "We have boots." "Rubber boots, aqua alta boots. They sound a siren." "If you don't have the right boots, they sound a siren?" She gave me a swift kick under the covers. "To warn you that the high water's coming, so you'll wear your boots." "Who lives like this?" "Venetians." "Maybe I'll just sit in the car and wait for the water to recede."